Well, residents of Galeshewe Township in Kimberley say they will continue their protests until Mayor Mangaliso Matika leaves the office. The community is also demanding the removal of the municipal chief financial officer and the city manager. They are accusing the trio of corruption, but Matika remains defiant. He says he will remain in office until an investigation into the matter is completed. All right, for more on this, we are joined in studio by local government analyst and expert Fikile Bili. Mr. Bili, thank you for joining us.
Good morning.
All right, there's so much negative sentiments about the mayor. A lot of news is popping up, and it's not good news.
You know, the people of Galeshewe, Greenpoint, Roodepan, Colville, in the Francis Bar district in Kimberley are very disgruntled. Mm-hmm. You know, those people are so undermined by the politicians. You know what makes matters worse in Kimberley is that even when you look at the political structures in the PEC, the people of Kimberley, which is the biggest city, they are not serving in the PEC of the province, only a few. The rest come from a certain regions. Even the HODs are from the certain regions. So people, they are imposing mayors and municipal managers and CFOs on the communities who are not originally from Kimberley, some of them. And what they are doing, they don't empower the people of Galeshewe and Greenpoint and Roodepan and Colville and even Ritchie. So at the end of the day, the people of Kimberley are very disgruntled. I totally support them in this robust fighting to make sure that services are rendered. You know, that city was once the biggest city in South Africa before Joburg could produce gold, the diamonds, everybody was flocking to Kimberley. But if you go to Kimberley now, you will see it's an indigent city. It's a capital city of indigents. There is no jobs, there's no infrastructure, there's no opportunities for the local community of Kimberley. Women don't have jobs in Kimberley.
Let's talk about the mayor a little bit. Let's talk about his perception now in the court of public opinion. Is there anything he can do to change that?
There's nothing he can do. He's too arrogant. He's too pompous. He's too self-centered. You know, he does not have the needs of the people. He does not serve the people. He serves a certain individual in the province. He takes mandate from a certain individual in the province of the Northern Cape. So currently, what is happening, the budget of Soplagi is around 2 billion. So they have kept him and deployed him in that position, not because he's got capacity to lead as a mayor, but he can make resources for certain individuals. I mean, catering is not even done by the people of Kimberley. They outsource catering outside Kimberley for events. It shows you that the economy does not favor the people. The community don't want you. Politically, if the ANC in that region, in that province are smart, if the community of the capital city 90% of the masses say they don't want the mayor. Why are you keeping him?
That's a good question. That's my next question.
You see, the reason is they are keeping him because he's got a mandate from a certain individual. If the community don't want you, remove the mayor. There are capable men and women in Kimberley who can be mayors, just like the chief financial officer they've removed. You understand me? And the municipal manager. The municipal manager they've suspended, I think he's been there for 15 years. You understand me? How do you have someone for 15 years in a position of a municipal manager? There are men and women in Soplagi municipality that I know of who've got qualifications and capacity to become municipal managers. There are credible men and women in Kimberley, even in the Northern Cape, who can become chief financial officers.
Okay, speaking of capability and his ability to manage his township, what do we know about his educational background, the mayor?
I think he's got a Form 1. He does not have qualifications.
Did you say Form 1?
Yeah, he does not have qualifications. He's not an academic. You can't let the dunderhead lead academics. Can you imagine? You take someone from EPWP to become a mayor to lead academics. That person does not have a vision. I always say to politicians, why do you choose criminals into municipalities? You know, if Cyril Ramaphosa is listening to this show today, he must stand up. He must fight corruption. Municipalities are the pride of the people. Municipalities must render clean governance and good services to our people. Because at the end of the day, municipalities are the nearest government department to the people. We don't have problems with public works, health, and other stuff. We've got more problems with municipalities. And if ANC does not fix municipalities, they will lose numbers. Because at the end of the day, you can't take people from being criminals and import them into municipalities. You know, I did a data cleansing on municipalities. You know, like I said to you the last time, the lady was cleaning toilets. She's now the mayor. She's now a PEC member. You understand what I mean? Now, you find that the municipal manager who had a plumbing certificate in one municipality I was working with, he's got a plumbing certificate, he's a municipal manager. What does it tell you about these people? They don't care of your qualifications. They deploy people who can make resources. I am sick and tired of seeing municipalities as low-hanging fruits. Municipalities must render services, water, reticulation, and sanitation. You understand me? That province of the Northern Cape, you know, when you go to Galeshewe, is the biggest township in the Northern Cape. It doesn't have a filling station. If people want to buy petrol, they must go to town. It does not have a franchise of a KFC of any other thing. There is nothing. The only thing the province approves is tavern licenses, liquor licenses. So there is no economic growth in the Northern Cape as a whole and in Kimberley as a capital city. You know, there's a township called Greenpoint. When I grew up there, we used to go and play soccer there. It's in front of a mall, the most biggest mall. The people of Greenpoint are not employed in that mall. It's in front of the airport. The people of Greenpoint are not employed at the airport. You understand what I mean? They take people from outside to become leaders of departments, whereas they don't empower the locals. They've got a university now. Do they fund the youth to go to the university in order for them to run the province? Now, if you take a dunderhead who does not have qualification and put them into municipality, what are you saying? Look now, the tariffs of electricity. They raised it for about 260 rand. The people of Kimberley don't have jobs. The mines were shut down. You understand what I mean? So we need in Kimberley, the community must decide who they want as their mayor, and they must choose a visionarist, someone who will tell you that this is how I'm going to run the city, this is how I'm going to bring investment, this is how I'm going to create jobs.
Correct me if I'm wrong, the people of Kimberley voted this mayor into power. Correct?
They did not vote the mayor into power, the people of Kimberley. The mayor was imposed on them. Because at the end of the day, politically, we are making big mistakes in the African National Congress. I will say it as a member of the African National Congress. We impose people on the community. I am saying to the African National Congress, when we go to elections, next local government elections, the community must choose who they want. You must present a business plan or a proposal that you are going to present to the community in your ward and tell them how you're going to run the ward. These people, they go to council twice a month. Most of the time they are sleeping, they're at home. They don't even go to school and study. And I'm saying to Cyril Ramaphosa and the NEC of the ANC, in the next elections, we want councillors to have a degree so that when their career comes to an end, they must be employable somewhere. They must not cause disorderly situation. You understand that you take someone from EPWP who was earning 3,000, he's going to earn 27,000. He's willing to kill. You understand me? Some of them take people from the taxis, convert them into councillors. Those people are willing to kill because 27,000 to them, it's wow. You understand me? So at the end of the day, you can't put criminals into municipalities. I am against people who don't have qualifications in municipalities. We must serve the people on the ground. Galeshewe, that township used to be a township that produced legendary leaders like the likes of the Mane Dipicho, the Soplaiki themselves, the legend, you understand me? It used to produce academics, you know, a lot of political leaders were in exile in Kimberley. It used to be the city of bright people, but today is a city of indigents because those people are honestly on the mine. How do you appoint companies in Pretoria, in Bloemfontein, in Cape Town, to do work in Kimberley? Why don't you say, you are from Pretoria, come and work with the locals, train them so that in the next project we must give it to the locals. People of Kimberley, there's no one who owns a construction company in Galeshewe that is fixing roads, even in the entire Northern Cape. So at the end of the day, politics there are controlled by one person who centralizes power. It's not about the needs of the people. It's about dynamics and resources and balance of forces. That is the only language they know. You know, there's a town called Hartswater where I used to work. They stopped me because I don't like corruption. There's a township called Pampierstad. Pampierstad got more potholes than the community members. No one cares. You can't drive a luxury car in that township. What does it tell you? These people, you see the budget is out. You see the budget is out. Every councillor wants to know who's getting the tender in his ward because he wants to know the service provider because he wants resources. President Cyril Ramaphosa, we are sick and tired of seeing the legacy of Nelson Mandela, Mama Albertina Sisulu, Winnie Mandela, being tarnished by criminals. You fought for this liberation, for us as Africans to live a better life. We can't have criminals running our states. We can't have criminals in politicians. We want academics and visionaries. We don't want people who are going to sell our infrastructure to anybody, but to the locals.
Well, the mayor has made it clear that he is not going away easily, even if he has to take it to court. What would his chances be in the court of law for remaining as mayor?
Look, the resolution was taken by the council. At the end of the day, it's constitutional. There's nothing he can do. Even the political party can't do anything. It was done internally. The process were followed. Now, if the ANC is smart in the Northern Cape, they are PEC, let them deploy him somewhere. Because if the entire township, suburbs don't want you, you can't keep that person there. The reason they are keeping him there, they're keeping him for resources. If I was Mangaliso Matika, I would go and probably ask the ANC to deploy me somewhere and go to school. He's still young, and see how can he get a diploma so that after politics, he must be employable somewhere. The reason why he doesn't want to go, how can you see people protesting for over a month asking you to step down and you refuse? It's because the same leadership that they've deployed him there, they are telling him not to step down. You understand me? Because if those other people, if new people are going to come into Supply Key municipality, you will see there will be no more resources, there will be no more dynamics and balance of forces, because they are going to elect someone internally who's going to make sure that the municipality renders services, the people pay for services.
All right, let's leave it there. That was Fikile Bili, a local government analyst and expert, giving us his insights on this story.